Oh, we're all in. We're in.
We're in.
All right. Who's doing the intro now, Rachel? Is it you or me? I don't know. Can you do it?
I don't know.
Let's
Yeah,
go for it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is episode 2 of a very special new miniseries that is yet to be named. Currently, it is called Spelljammers, but if you can top
Pretty
that,
good.
Please do. We've seen
some
Rock
good ones.
Tales. We've seen the Ball Stars. Drop them in chat if you think of them while the episode
This is good stuff.
rolls. If you are new to our stream, generally, welcome. We're doing a mini-series right now, but largely we play Spelljammer. It's a 5e game. Today we're playing Spelljammer. It is 5e as well, but it is a much shorter campaign. It is adjacent to our large narrative. So today I am playing a GIF bard. Super excited about it. And my name is Rachel Weeks.
Hi, I'm Jordan Dahl, and I play Bartmondo, the Dwarven Surfer Barbarian.
My name is Aaron Uris, and I play a rogue named Greyboy Burgleblatt.
And I'm Harlan Kelly. I'm the dungeon master of this game, and I play everybody else.
Yeah. Our show is live soundtracked by the wonderful Jason Wardell. It is live, directed by Case Drury of Tiger Moon Productions.
There it is.
Yep.
And it is brought to you by our patrons and our subscribers. So thank you to everybody who supports the show in that way. You help us pay Case, you help us pay Jason, and you help us cover the costs of making this stream grow and get to do cool stuff all the time. If you love the show and you want to see it grow, consider supporting it by becoming a patron or by subscribing to the channel or by picking up some of our sweet merch over on Teespring. You can also support the show by just telling people we're here. Tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell your weird neighbors. Maybe they're into us. We don't know.
Yeah.
Especially them.
We're coming up on the officially sanctioned. I got to get it officially sanctioned somewhere so that I can say that and have it not be a lie. But the officially sanctioned catch up on Better Than Heroes month, which is December. We're hoping all of Arc 3 is going to be up by December. And then I'm betting with myself about, you can do it, Harlan. You can get it all up.
You can do it.
And hopefully Arc 4 as well before we start the new season. Either way, it's available as a podcast. So if you were watching this, I like the person who is maybe not caught up on the main arc, but is watching this. Shout out to you. Comment on the YouTube video. But you can do it. You can catch up. Come tell us. Tell us you're doing it. Tell us about your experience. We want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to anyone. Let's talk. Let's hang out. Okay, sorry.
And don't bother me.
Thank you for everything that you do to make this show possible. We appreciate it. And we're going to play some cool D&D tonight. But are we doing a recap first?
Oh.
You and me, Aaron. Let's do it. Let's just community
Previously
recap
on whatever this is. Let's not ruin things with
labels.
How about Greyboy All-Stars?
That's pretty good. Anyway, Greyboy and what are your names again?
Bartmondo.
And Bartmondo. We went to a bar to swindle, to commit to do gambling crime. And we wwent to kind of an old people hang that we don't usually go to, and we met a flump, a creature in a bag.
That's right.
Who was on the run from his old boss, the Mind Flayers, who are...
Exhibit.
His name was all
their name?
X's. Yep, Exhibit.
Yeah, yep. We did Pimp My...
Yeah, we put a flump in a bag because we heard you love a flump in a bag. We heard you love bags, so we put you in a bag and threw you on the street.
You did get Isix a new bag, and then you were...
Yes.
It went well, I thought.
Yeah,
I was under the impression that Izix came with us in one of our backpacks.
That's true. It's true.
He did.
Yes.
Yeah, he was persuaded to go into a bag because he knew that that Iffy's bagpipes were a gun. They had that insight, and so they felt safe getting inside of your bag. So they were inside of Iffy's bag for a while.
Yeah, I was just riffing on the exhibit thing. It was less about actually describing the location of which bag the creature was in.
I needed to dial that in.
But I'm glad that we did a deep dive in order to do a little fact-finding mission. Anyway, we swindled all the people, including a weird elf who came out after we were done and confirmed his weirdness by turning into a brain.
Yeah. Well, after we had killed him.
After we killed him, after he attacked us.
Yeah.
That's true.
And him and his friends are brains, and we are fighting them desperately for our lives.
Well, that's a recap. Good job. All right, take us to the intro, Case. Good job. Amazing work.
We did it. Preview.
Adventure Zone?
No.
Yeah, we should call it that. The Adventure Zone.
When the Adventure Zone does their spin-off episodes, they call it Adventure Zone Nights, which is very funny.
I was thinking maybe we could call it Critical Role. How do you feel about that?
No one would ever get into that.
You spell it ROLL.
Yeah.
Critical
Rock of
We're back.
Okay, we're back. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Oh no, I'm in the middle of a battle, bro.
So, you are a little bit, we find the scene here with the party surrounded by these elves. Well, I would say not the party, Bartmondo, surrounded by these elves.
He loves it.
Yeah, two.
He's not doing bad.
One to his right, one behind him, and then a brain in front of him. And so it's very clear that these hooded, well, they weren't elves, they're hooded figures. Just to be clear, there was one that you knew that was an elf.
Clowns to the left of him, brains to the right.
Here I am.
And Bartmondo stuck in the middle. And so we find Bartmondo stuck in the middle with brains. And so two of these people still inside of some sort of humanoid form, just very draped with knives kind of sticking through their cloaked arms, and then one dead body in front of you, Bartmondo, with a brain that has crawled its way out of it. So it's I will leave it to you all to decide what you think is happening here. But we are going to jump back into initiative, and I just realized I don't know whose turn it is. Who knows whose turn it is? Somebody does. It's not me. I have the initiative somewhere.
I know I had a turn. I know I had a turn coming up. I don't know if it was my turn.
I know I went before, and I was going to go again eventually.
Yep.
I think we were at the top of the order, if that helps.
Yeah, Aaron, can you do another recap while I find this?
Samsara of violence.
Can somebody find out on YouTube? Can somebody watch the whole thing on YouTube real quick?
I already did that today.
Oh. Well, then what the hell?
Formally. On
Could you not remember?
I don't know. I truly do not know. Okay, cool. Actually, no, I've got it. It's no, I don't. This is so embarrassing. I'm usually so good at this, and I just realized I don't know where it is. Okay, cool. So we're gonna really break the rules here, and we're gonna say the three of you get to go first. So that's what's happening.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Who's up? Let's go in order of the way we introduce ourselves. Rachel. Me.
It's definitely Effie definitely goes before Bartmondo, and I don't know where Grey Boy goes between there.
You want to roll it off, Grey Boy?
This is deeply embarrassing.
I think Grey Boy goes first.
Embarrassed.
Okay.
Because Grey Boy ran and hid
That's right, hid the bag. They don't. You rolled really well. They don't know where the bag is.
Yes.
I think I have the bag.
You were on the roof.
I hid myself.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So we'll go Gray Boy, Effie, me.
Yep. Boom. There it is.
I took the bag and ran up on the roof. I was hiding
you're
and
on the
shooting
roof,
people.
yeah.
Anyway, sure, I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll take that on for the team.
Thank you.
I would like to shoot that horrible brain with an arrow from my short bow.
Shoot
And I would like
that brain.
And I would prefer if it made the brain die.
Well, that's for me to. That's for us to determine.
I rolled with our dear friend Colin's dice that he made for us, and that's a natural 20. The very first
saw
roll.
it in your face.
Very
I saw
first
it
roll.
in your eyes.
Dude, so
It's a little skull.
watching Rachel's first roll of episode 1 was a natural 20. First roll of
Yes.
episode 2, first roll of Colin's dice, natural 20. Let's
Bonkers.
go. Blessed game over here. Boom. Congratulations.
Wowza.
That is a critical hit. So
All right.
you
On
can
the
either
brain,
double.
it's a critical hit with a sneak attack.
Oh boy.
Get him.
There we go.
You're doubling
Here
all
we
the dice
go.
that you roll. That's
Here we
incredibly
go.
huge. The power of rogues, everybody.
For real.
That's a big old hit. That's a lot of damage.
That is 20 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Whoosh.
Please give us the drama of this moment as you splatter this brain. It's gonzo, and it's
I
standing
go,
right in front of Botmondo. So give us this.
Yeah, I think I'm like about to attack it,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
this happens.
I look down and see that guy turn into a horrible brain, and I'm hidden so perfectly, but everyone hears me go, "Oh my god!" I shoot it with an arrow. I go, ah! I make like a kind of embarrassing shriek.
It's a shriek of bravery, a shriek of war.
That's right, exactly.
I would like to
Shriek.
throw in that Bart Mondo gets fully slimed. He's like about to kill it, and it just explodes all over his face.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Horrible.
Confirmed.
And I will move across the rooftop. I will scamper, trying to act like I didn't just make the sound that I made.
Okay.
And that
Hell yeah.
will be the end of my turn.
Absolutely. Done. Deal. Great turn.
Thank you.
I'm glad that we ended up deciding it that way. That was perfect. That's going to bring up Effie. It is now your turn. This large hippopotamus, leather-clad hippopotamus with bagpipes that are secretly a gun. What would you like to do?
We are going to try to. Oops, sorry, I didn't know I could move that. Ah!
I think yesterday you described, or last time we played this, you described your character as it's a hippopotamus, except you stand them up. And I was like, that's the best description of Gith. Like, you know them. It's a hippopotamus, but they're you stand them up.
They're
Yep.
standing up. I am going to. Effie's going to try and like hut across the street with her little bagpipe gun. Like a hut. And then she is this brain gone? This brain is gone.
This brain is gone. Yeah, sorry, that brain got brained.
That's okay. And then I'm going to try to blast this guy as a guy that I've never heard of says.
Hell yeah,
People
absolutely.
have started saying it all over.
It's catching on.
Spelljammer. All over Wild Space.
I just also rolled this gift dice, and it was a natural 20.
Oh,
Was it also
Incredible.
Colin's
Holy
dice?
shit.
holy shit.
Oh my gosh, Colin! Look, no, thank you. All right, take them back. They were a
We're
wonderful,
never-
thoughtful gift
Amazing.
that
We're
were
never
selfless
gonna roll a 20
and kind,
again.
and I resent you for it. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's so nice. Oh, I should just roll
I
with
don't
my
have
Colin
mine
dice.
with
What am I
me, and I
doing?
really want to.
I'm just gonna roll with my Colin dice, and we'll see how it goes.
Maybe I fucking do.
Okay, cool.
Yours only rolls once.
Yeah.
So that's so yeah. Sorry,
okay.
interrupt the
Yeah,
moment.
that
So
one.
you give us the scene of you critically hitting here.
Yeah. She's inspired by Grey Boy's yowl and honestly a little empowered by there not being a creepy little brain around. She scurries about and turns on heel and then fires a big Imagine the like bullets coming out of this thing are just like big, sort of perfectly circular, like almost too big to be bullets. But so they're sort of like bludgeoning rather than piercing, but that's how I picture it.
Yeah, so you're shooting them out of you. You're a bard, and you're magically shooting them out of your bagpipes, but it's acting as if it's a weapon. Is that correct?
It's called a pelter.
Yeah, okay,
for
cool.
pelting.
I just want to make sure I get this right. So this sound plays. As the weapon shoots across the courtyard, this sound is playing.
That is 16 damage.
Okay, cool. All right, so
Rolled
with this
pretty bad on damage dice.
this 16 is going to burst this cloaked figure just into pieces. It's just whoom, and you see the cloak just like slump over and fall. There's clearly some sort of humanoid form in there, and it just crumples to the ground. And you see crawling out of it again, out of this hood, is a brain as it pulls its way out of the hood, out of the mound of blasted apart bagpipe remains. And yeah.
Just a reminder that you have Bardic Inspiration.
Yes, hell yeah.
Bartmondo, and that is all I've got.
All right, great. I'm going to switch this out for a brain token, but it is Bartmondo's turn.
Okay, great. Which one is the brain?
That's for Rachel to decide.
The shieldy boy, this one.
Shieldy boy.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, I turn on Shieldy boy and I go, whoa, oh no, bro. And I attack him.
Okay, take a swipe. Yeah, as you see the brain crawl out, you can just swipe away at him.
Brains! Everybody stand back. They're brainos. They're brainoids from planet Brainwad. No, wait, I accidentally threw a trident. No, that's correct. No, that was the javelin version. Sorry, let me do the proper melee version.
Yeah. Tell us what you get as Bartmondo steps up there and swings.
22, dirty on the dice to hit.
That does hit. What is your weapon? I forget what Bartmondo's weapon is.
I have a trident.
Some flavor. Oh, you have a trident. Okay, cool. I thought that was just an accidental misclick. Yeah.
No. I clicked the javelin version. I clicked the thrown version of it because you can throw and stab with the trident.
It's a very
when
cool
you stab,
weapon.
it does 1d8, and when you throw it, it only does 1d6. It is very cool, and it's Bartmondo's whole vibe is kind of Ocean Man, and he has this sort of ornate trident that he sort of thrusts down into this brain, and that does 5, 6, 7 damage.
Alrighty. He is still up, but he takes all of that damage as it just smashes down into him.
Good. Channel that horrible crab you worship.
See if there's anything else I can do with a rage. I'm unfamiliar with barbarians. Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah. It's fun to watch you all play. Like, you all have your characters so down. We've played hundreds of episodes with them. You've grown them from level 3. It's kind of fun to watch you all be like, wait, what do I do here with this new character? So yeah, you can smash the...
I know this isn't rules as written, but can I try to grapple it with the pierce, like stick it to the ground?
That's absolutely against the rules, and you absolutely can do it.
Sick.
Yeah. Roll a strength check.
Need?
Just a strength check to pin it down.
I actually have advantage on these because of my rage.
Oh, you're going into a rage too, yeah.
I've already been raging.
Okay, cool, yeah. That's right. Oh, that's right, of course. Sorry, I forgot.
I'm always raging.
Yeah. I love your rage. Okay. Despite all your rage, I still love Bartmondo.
I love your rage.
I love your rage. All right, that's a 21, but
that's a cool song.
It's a good thing that I had advantage because the other one was a natural one.
All right, let's see if I get a natural 20 on Colin's dice. I did not. You win the strength check. It has a negative modifier on strength. So, Bartmondo, you just pin that. You stab it with it and you hold it down. Yeah. Are you doing it intentionally, or is this kind of like... Okay,
cool. He pins it down and he's like, shoot it! Bruce! Shoot it!
Cool, yeah, this dude definitely dies first in the Alien movies, but I love him here, and I don't want him to die first here. Great, so yeah, you have this brain pinned to the ground, And that is going to, unless you'd like to do anything else, it's going to bring up the chunk of baddies' turns. Okay, great. Well, that will bring up first here the one that you have pinned. And it is going to try, it is grappled currently, so it's stuck here. So it is going to still, from its pinned state, it's going to swipe its claws at you and see if it can hit you with an attack using the Colin dice. I believe that's going to hit with a, it's going to hit, it's going to be over your AC. I'm trying not to say the number because there are things that affect that. So it does hit you. And so with just from the slashing claws, as you have it pinned down, it only does 3 or 5 points of slashing damage to you.
Weirdly, it doesn't even seem to do that much. Yeah, like this kind of wound that he sustains, like heals almost immediately.
Hell yeah, absolutely. It's scratching at you, and you all know Bardmondo. He has been called useless by some, Grey Boy. But you all have seen him in combat, and he can. Useless. I said,
he's a stump. He can hit the stump all day.
So it's slashing at you, but I do need you to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Well, that's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
You know what I do have though is Bardic Inspiration.
Sure do.
I've rolled a 13, which makes it a 12.
Well,
a 12 is exactly what you need to save, Jordan Dahl. Give us this flavor of Bardmondo not being able to have his brains eaten. This is crazy. I should have eaten a brain.
I think it goes right. I think it goes right for his brain and goes right for his intellect. And it looks like it's working to the point where like his eyes start to cross. And he's like, no, bro. And they uncross very, very like forcefully. He's using muscle to uncross these eyes. This isn't a mental thing. He's forcing them.
You have advantage on trying to appear stupid.
That's right.
Masking your brain.
Your psionic energy, like you can feel the psionic energy coursing through you. You can feel it trying to rip away at all of your thoughts and memories, tear your brain apart, devour your intellect, some would even say. And but no, it is unable to, as you have it pinned down with a trident. It's just like scratching away, barely hurting your legs.
Yeah, and Bardmondo says, "You can't brain suck the stupid."
And that is going to bring up the robed figure who has not been turned into a brain yet, and it's going to stab you in the back with a scimitar, just kind of like slash it down on you. And that's going to be max damage on that one. So it's going to be 8 points of slashing damage, which then gets half to 4. So you only take 4 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, he's not looking good. You've seen him. You've seen him go through worse, but he's not looking good.
Yeah, this is, these are level 1 characters, and Bardmondo's getting beat up. You all have been about town, but you are not adventurers. You are just people living here in the city. And so that is going to be the end of the baddie's turn, since you were able to you've downed 2 of them, and also the brains inside of them. So it's going to be back up to Grey Boy's turn.
All right. I look down with horror and see that there's another brain. And I make that same stupid sound again. Try to shoot it.
Go for it. Yes, you have climbed up here on the roof. You absolutely can try and take that shot at it.
That's going to be a 13 to hit.
A 13 misses. Oh, no, are you shooting the brain, or are you shooting at the cloaked figure? I'm sorry.
The brain.
A 13 does hit the brain. It does not hit the cloaked figure. It does hit the brain.
Do it.
Yeah.
I have an enemy or ally adjacent, so I can sneak attack him.
Sneak it.
It's true. That's exactly it.
11 points of piercing damage.
Oh my goodness. Okay, it is still up here, but
good lord.
You
it's gonna
see
split in half too.
This huge dart just like shoot down into it and hits a part of its head and just kind of like wiggles and wobbles, and it's trying to you've clearly hit something vital, but it's still holding on here.
Okay.
And yeah, that's
and I would like to.
There's no splitting. It's still stuck there.
Oh no, I can't hide it as a bonus action yet.
I don't believe you, Harlan.
You don't currently see any splitting.
The other two have split. I'm saying historically, these things split.
Right. That's my turn.
Ugh, gosh, I miss the multiple actions.
I know. Level 1 characters are
I know,
brutal.
right?
It's
Great. So yeah,
Welcome back.
as you have run away from your friends and your paid allies here and are standing on top of the roof, but doing effective damage, supporting them up here and keeping the flump far away from these adversaries, that ends Grey Boy's turn, and it's going to bring
Maybe
up
I'll-
Effie.
Can I do one more thing? Can I just
Please.
yell something?
Yeah, this is a mini-series. Break the rules, baby. Let's go. Talk me
Do
into
you
it.
know what it is? Anyway, seeing that Bart Mondo is not looking so good, I'll be like, hey, up here, you
Oh,
fucking brain.
I
Sure,
think he's
wasn't
talking to me.
No.
Roll. Let's have you roll here for a. What do you think you should roll, Aaron? I'm not DMing this. You all are DMing. It's a mini series. You're in charge. Tell me what happens.
Deception?
Why? Tell me why.
Because I don't actually want him to come up here.
Absolutely.
thin.
Amazing.
Incredible. I will say, Bartmondo, you also have to roll insight to see if you
Okay.
think that he is talking to you.
Oh boy.
I almost don't want to roll it
You got to do it.
because I feel like he just would.
Yep.
I got a 13.
Mine was pretty good. I got a 16.
Okay, cool. So you only know because you've been in this scenario before,
Yeah.
not with brains, but with
Right.
him yelling out different things to be like, nope, we've been over this. He's not
Yeah.
talking to me, right?
He like starts to walk over. He's like, "Oh, I'll be right there." Oh wait, no, never mind.
Both of them succeeded. They both got, thank you, shout out Colin. I rolled over, I'm actually have rolled over like 10 on this dice every single time. So, the brain that is pinned down by the trident is not moving because it's stuck there, and the other hooded figure is staying very focused on helping his ally who is pinned down as well and trying to beat up Bartmondo with the sword.
This has worked out perfectly.
Great. That will bring up Effie. What would you like to do here?
I'm gonna shoot the brain, please.
Are you shooting it with your bagpipe?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well then. Great.
Guys,
If you could
I
roll
know
for
this is a bit, but it's like making me wistful.
Yeah, it's
as I was getting this music, I saw a YouTube comment that said, "I'm not Scottish, but this song makes me feel patriotic for Scotland." And I was like, "That's a good description."
That's exactly what I'm looking for. 23 to hit.
23 does hit as your bagpipes ring throughout the evening, somehow not attracting attention in any way, but still
Yeah.
effectively
As
shooting your shot here. So please go
everyone
for
just
it.
assumes there's like a police funeral happening.
Exactly.
10 total on those
Well,
dice.
You were
Some,
playing it inside before, so I feel like there's a
Yeah.
little bit of like, oh, she's just hanging
Yeah.
around. And
don't go over there.
I
It's
mean,
a
bagpipes get the
detective's
kind of
wake.
attention where everybody goes, huh? Ooh.
I'm not going to go in that direction. Absolutely.
But then everyone gets drunk, and all of a sudden, it's
They sound
beautiful.
good. Yeah.
So that is going to take this brain down. So if you want to give us that description here, please do.
I mean, Effie's just screaming, just just trying to like in between blows. I think it's like an elephants see a rat thing in cartoons. That's how Effie's reacting to these little squishy brains.
Wait, so are you telling me you're screaming and playing bagpipes at the
yeah.
same time? Okay, can you scream again so we can just get this clip?
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for that. All right, cool.
In
We can get back to
between
it now.
breaths.
Yeah.
screaming into bagpipes.
So out of breath.
Screams into bagpipes.
Yeah.
It's a very funny meme.
For real.
You're like doing circular breathing, but all of your like
it's a
intakes
didgeridoo.
of breaths are just.
It's a didgeridoo.
Yeah.
Aaron, you're a everybody.
He's on fire.
All right, cool.
I wish I was on fire after that one.
From downtown.
Great. Okay, cool. Man, I wish we could cut to break with that one. You know what? No, it's 38. Never mind. I didn't know what time it was. It
Not
felt like
even
we
close.
should. Not even close. It just felt like we
Everyone
should.
needs
Okay.
a cigarette after that one.
Didgeridoo don't.
Yeah, cool. So this brain is down. You have
Right.
downed it from the corner. This huge hippopotamus. Yeah, you give us the screaming moment a little bit more. Do it.
Is it? No, she's waiting for this thing to regenerate. She's like, just like at all the guts and grossness on the ground.
Yeah, Bartmondo gets double slimed again.
I think maybe Effie didn't make it in the military because she's kind of squeamish.
Hell yeah.
It's good.
She's like, yuck.
That you're like really good at fighting and all of these things, except you're just squeamish. You're
Look,
like,
moments of terror can give people incredible strength and aim.
okay. You know what? I gave you all weird boons to start this off. I'm now going to give you weird drawbacks. So from now, every time you kill someone, you have to roll a Constitution saving throw to not throw up.
Amazing.
So
Hilarious. Okay.
Yep. And you know what, Bartmondo, I'm just going to tack yours on every time that oh god, every time that Gray Boy does a deception check, you also have to do an insight check to figure out if you understand that he's lying or not. Anytime you can hear him lie.
I love it. Just constantly blowing it.
Yeah, I gotta wait and think of yours, Gray Boy, but that one's too fun.
It's really good.
Mine is every time I tell him the truth, I have to do a persuasion check.
I knew you to be a master of deception.
No, please.
You speak between truths.
Actually, you know what? Let's say yours is
message received.
No.
anytime you are in a critical situation where you need someone else's help to do something in a critical situation, you have to roll persuasion with disadvantage to prove to them that you aren't lying.
That you're being sincere.
That could really. I'm making it hyper specific because it could really fuck you. So,
I think that's what has happened in this relationship with him and Bartmondo is he just knows him to be a master of deception, so he just assumes he's constantly lying.
Yeah.
I have what the doctors called a liar's face. And people, while very susceptible to my lies, are instantly skeptical of me telling them the truth.
Right, yeah, like you're terrible at being earnest. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But people really respect you for your deception, right?
This is a thing from my real life.
Wait. It just means that like it's easier for you to tell people a lie
Yeah.
than it is.
Yeah,
Just tell them the truth.
I'm
is
just a
incredible.
sociopath.
Yeah. It's very good.
But a good one.
Yeah.
If you have, if you have objections to this in any way, we can talk about it because that's fucking brutal. But
It's pretty good.
Funny.
okay. Anyway, back to combat. Sorry.
Okay, so there's
This is
still
fun.
an alpha.
I like this mini-series. There is
Just
an
up
alpha.
on the roof thinking about why people don't trust me.
I mean, to be fair, it feels like we should point out that Bartmondo clearly trusted you and understood and was on the same page with you in this moment. Effie is kicking ass for you, even though she's... Oh, you didn't roll your Constitution saving throw.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta find out if you're throwing up or not.
I rolled a 7.
Yeah. Effie is vomiting, and there's just a like, this is your team. This is your family. Here. And
Oh, no, I'm gonna
Mondo's
puke.
covered in brain juice.
Oh, if you puke, then I'm gonna puke.
Bartmondo, do you want to
You ever
roll a
seen a
Constitution
hippo?
saving throw?
Oh, something got in my mouth. Yes.
Cool.
A fucking 21.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's good.
You keep
Swallow
it
it.
down.
Dirty
You're
21.
raging. Yeah, you're raging. You've seen Effie. You've
He
seen this
wipes
happen
it
to
off
Effie
of his
many a
eyes and he
time.
licks some of the brain off his lips. It's really gross.
And this is your
Okay.
team. And
he goes,
yeah,
great
sorry.
job, Effie. I hear
think
the
that's gonna
puke
bring
of
up-
victory.
Okay, I do want to mention that I just Googled hippos vomiting. Because I was like, how do I even describe this? And they're fairly nonchalant about it. It's just kind of like, and it just...
It's not like hippos
Just-
pooping where they do the twirly
where they do
thing.
the tail wag.
That's
It would be
incredible.
funny if they did that with their tongue while they were puking.
It's awful.
I've lost control. I don't know what to do. It's my fault.
The best.
The miniseries.
Hippos did it to us.
The best.
Ugh.
If I would have lost that Constitution saving throw, I would have been making these attacks while puking all over this enemy.
Okay,
Probably good.
Next miniseries, everybody's hippos. Okay, next one.
Everybody's
I'm
hippos.
so in for that.
Hell yeah.
Everybody's
Middle-aged,
hippos.
middle-aged morphin mighty hippos.
Called
Okay.
When We Were Hippos.
Stop being funny. I have D&D to do. That's to me. This is not. I'm part of the scold.
I believe it is my turn,
I think so too.
Yes.
and I'm going to
you're in
hit
charge.
you with some wild shit. Bartmondo is going to pivot downward around this enemy.
Let's go.
Being careful to avoid a
Opportunity
an attack of
attack?
opportunity.
Yeah, you can just dance around him.
He's going to strike out at it with his trident.
Yeah, sure. In this
See.
moment of grace, just like you're kind of a bumbly dude at times, but your raw athleticism just like comes out here as you whoomp around him, and like you're although you are you have a blonde beard and seem aloof, you are in action and your muscles are toned and you're in there.
Yeah, he's a bit of a dummy, but when it comes to shit like this, it's like muscle memory, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's crushing
Absolutely.
it.
Oh yeah.
Come on! Damn it!
Surfing that
So
guy.
bad. Okay, what do I need to hit? I got a 9 on the dice.
Yeah, that is not going to hit because again, I will remind that the stats for a brain and the stats for the cloaked figure are different. So
I'm going to use my bardic inspiration to try to get a 6. It didn't. 14 to hit.
14 misses.
Damn it. Okay.
As you stab into him with your trident, and you can't see any of this being's body or anything, and you just stab it into the back of this cloaked thing, and you kind of expect like there's probably just a person under here, and it hits armor. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. End turn.
Cool. And you just like there's this clang, and you just hear no, and the as the creature turns around, and you can just see like a little bit of like a crooked nose and long hair, poking out, and the same like gaunt figure. Can't quite tell what they look like or anything, but just a similar like wasted away figure that you would recognize from the elf before. So different person, but you get it. And as they start to reach out a hand toward you, and then they pull the scimitar up and are going to swing at you right back, Bartmondo. And that is going to, what is your AC? I believe that's going to hit.
14.
Yeah, that does hit. As when they say no, you kind of like watch the hand come up and the scimitar swings to the side and just slashes right into your ribs for some damage here. That is going to be... Ooh, I rolled high on that too. That's 7 points of piercing damage.
Oh my God.
Or, I'm sorry, slashing damage as he cuts into you. Are you still up, Armando? That is going to be
still up.
halved, so it's only 3 hit points. Yeah.
I'm still up, just barely.
Yeah, as it
Okay,
cuts into your
okay.
side, it's like this sword is sticking out of you, and you all, Bartmondo has taken a beating, and this dwarven boy is still there, bleached beard and all.
Dwarven
He definitely
boy.
seems like he should be dead. He's taken the beating of 2 of him.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that shout out to Rage, and that is going to shout out to putting your tanks up at the front.
Shout out to Rage.
That's the end of its turn. There's only one baddie left on the field here, as you all have downed 3 cloaked figures that have fallen and become brains, and you've put those brains down, and now there's just 1 dude left here. So yeah, it's going to bring up Grey Boy. It's your turn.
All right. I will move up to the tippy top of the roof, and I will shoot this guy with my crossbow. Not crossbow, short bow, whatever it is. I shoot him with it.
Oh, give us some flavor on what Grey Boy's little crossbow looks like.
It's a short bow. All I have is this little short bow. It fits. I got it because I didn't have enough money for a crossbow.
Okay, cool.
And I got it, and I keep it in my pants in the back, like it's a pistol.
What? You keep a bow and arrow in the back of your pants?
Yeah, it's small. It's real small. I'm like
the whole time
I'm
you
like
were
an
sitting at
awful little Cupid.
So the whole time you were sitting at that card table, you had a short bow tucked into the back of your pants?
I mean, it's like, yeah.
All right, I love it. I just wanted to envision it. I just wanted to put that in my old mind.
It's short.
Yeah. Great. It's a horrible little Cupid. Take that shot.
Horrible little Cupid. Ugh, fuck. 9.
All right.
I wrestle. I get it caught on my pants. I rip one of my belt loops. Ah!
And it just the arrow falls down at the cloaked figure's feet, and you can see it kind of like the gaunt eyes from underneath the hood, looking maybe wistful for some sort of horrible love you might have given it. But that attack is going to miss.
I make a frustrated sound, but it gets caught in my throat.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Cool.
Accidentally spit.
Just drool.
That's going to bring up Effie then. Yeah.
Effie,
now you go.
After just casually letting vomit fall out of her mouth.
There's some coming out of the end of the bagpipes here and there.
No, she's very careful about her weapon instrument. Cool. Can't throw up in the bagpipes. It's expensive to fix. They have to know guns and bagpipes. That's a tough crossover.
Fair. Natural one though. Natural one on that con save, and they're going through the bagpipes. Okay. All right.
Okay. She does a little. She takes in a little moment.
Now this.
And really centers herself. And then shoots her gun at this boy. This is a.
What if we get DMCA'd for this?
No, I looked up royalty-free bagpipe music. All right,
royalty-free bagpipe music. That's
all
all
my
of it.
fucking way. I'll show you a DMCA.
Okay, is that the name of the show? It's royalty-free bagpipes.
Royalty-free Bagpipes Association.
I'm gonna put the links in the YouTube chat just to be fair to these creators. Like they provided a lot to us today. All right,
Lo-fi bagpipes to James Spells
roll
too.
15 to hit this figure.
15 does hit exactly.
All right. She's gonna put some extra oomph from the hippo god of guns behind this shot, and use that last astral spark.
Hippo god of guns.
Yeah.
Hey.
You hear just from the thundering from this this bagpipe noise that is reverberating throughout the streets. You hear just yes, Effie, continue to shoot and sing. Yeah.
You communicate with the god of guns.
Yeah, it's like astral spark is like they draw from this mystical connection to firearm gods.
Wow.
And get to do
Much
an extra
like
plus 2
do
damage.
In my country.
Yeah, it's in guns we trust, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fucking Highland fling is what eyes.
What did
great.
I say?
So how much damage is that altogether?
1, 2, 5 plus 4, 10.
Boom! This hooded figure that has his scimitar out, about to strike another blow down onto your boy Bartmondo. It just smashes down on him, and Bartmondo, you see him kind of get lifted up and picked back as the cloaked form slumps down underneath of it, and a brain crawls out of it.
God.
I rolled a 15 on the con save.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. You can have a point of inspiration because you remembered and did it automatically. No problem. And you don't puke on this one.
Yeah, bonus.
Yeah. Cool. It's the DC is 15 forever. So 15 and higher. Anything below 15, you puke. That's
my turn.
That's going to bring up this brain who's going to reach up at you, Bartmondo.
I think it's my turn.
It is your turn. You're totally right. You're right.
Whoa.
Okay.
How did you do that?
I don't
You
know.
all are DMing tonight. I'm not in charge.
I don't think so.
You all are in charge tonight, clearly. Yeah.
I'm after Effie, right?
Yeah, you are. You're totally. You're not convincing me. You're
Okay.
right. I just made a mistake. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to... He's just not looking good. Fuck. This thing is up next, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
It is a brain. You could disengage.
I take the disengage action, and I run
All
up
right.
here.
Hell yeah. Give us.
By
Give us.
Effie.
This is hard for Bartmondo, right? You're a fighter. You're in there,
Yeah.
and you're looking you're staring this tiny ass brain with arms and
jeez.
legs in
Cannot
its
go that
non-existent face, and you know you should leave. So what happens here?
Yeah, he kind of looks down at this. He thinks that they've defeated this creature, and he kind of looks down at it in triumph. And the brain starts squirming out. And even though he knew it was going to happen, you don't see the sadness register on his face, but he kind of just turns away and walks away, as though it didn't happen.
Oh, as if he's like pretending the brain didn't come out of the cloak.
Right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you yell anything like, "We won" or anything, or are you just kind of like quiet?
No.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't, because
Not
he
that
knows that
level of denial?
he knows that people are onto him, but he also knows that he might not be able to take this next hit.
Incredible. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. That is going to bring up the creature then, as this brain comes out and is going to...
I guess I could have dashed, huh? No,
disengage
because I
your
used my
action.
action to disengage.
That's correct. Yeah, you are not a rogue. That was an incredibly cool use of the disengage action, and you not only added great flavor to it, but it's also a huge strategical advantage and the right choice for you to make. So that was awesome.
I mean, we'll see.
Especially because it's going to run 20 feet at you and attack you anyway. And so you turn around and you run away from it, and you see it just galloping behind you. And it looks exactly. Yep. Oh, you're just freaked out by the brain.
Yeah, galloping really got me.
And it looks at it, and you hear this psychic scream in your brain as it's going to try and attack you. And wow, I think that misses. What is your
14?
Tell me your AC. 14, and that one misses. It is
Nice.
unable. I finally rolled terribly on the dice, and Jorpo, Bartmondo,
Yep.
let's have you roll an intelligence saving throw as it scratches at your back, and you can feel it just like
Even if it
literally
misses?
scratching
Even if
at
it
your
misses,
heels.
that's
Even if it
brutal.
misses. And I need
12?
you to make an 12 hits it exactly, my boy.
Nice.
Look at you. That's the second time in a row. The bomb.
Second time.
Because you rolled a 13, right? And you have a negative one. Yep. Second time in a row that you feel. And again, you give us this moment. So you can feel it scratching at your ankles and it's unable to hurt you, but
I think he hears it coming up behind him, and there's this moment in his eyes where he's like, I can't run from this problem. And he turns around and ducks the claw, and as it tries to hit him with the brainwave, it's the same thing. He's very uncomfortable that he's having to fight things that rely on his mind, and now that he's defeated it twice, he doesn't expect to defeat it again. This one is much less comical and much more like, bro.
yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. That's going to bring us to the top of the initiative order here because it was unsuccessful. It didn't hit you, and you saved there. So that's going to bring up Grey Boy as you watch your crew struggle, beat up. This is you don't usually see Bartmondo this beat up, and he is looking bad. And
Mondo!
Effie's
I'm gonna roll
puking
off.
but shooting. Yeah.
Ugh. I'm gonna roll off the roof
Okay.
and run up behind this guy.
Give me an athletics check. Just this will not stop you from doing anything
Can
that
I
you
do
do.
an acrobatics check, trying to
What?
land in a somersault?
Hell yeah! As long as you give us plenty of flavor on this little boy flipping off the roof.
That's another skull on that skull dice,
Wow.
baby.
Yeah. Shout out to Colin, everybody.
I leap off of the roof, and there's this little canopy underneath where I was coming down, and I do a little
Betcha.
bound off of that and come down in a somersault right up behind this thing, and I stab it in the medulla oblong.
Got him.
Fuck yourself.
Got him.
Yeah.
That's
Medulla
better.
oblong.
Medulla
Got him.
oblong.
It's good.
Yeah, that's better than medulla oblongo. Fuck yourself.
But as you jump off the
That was
roof,
pretty
shout out
good.
to our map maker Joshua Smith of Every Map a Story. There's actually literally a canopy that you can bounce off on our map art here. Very cool. If you can zoom in on that case, it's okay if you can't, but
Yes.
it is very cool. And Gray Boy just bounces off there, and you're just standing behind the brain. And what do you do?
Yeah, I in sort of one motion, I roll towards this thing, and there's a flash of steel as I stab it in the back with my rapier.
All right, go for it. And you do.
I think it's just like a long, thin knife
awesome.
that I also
Hell yeah.
keep in my pants.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna stab it, and that's gonna be a 21 to hit.
21 does hit. You do have advantage, and you do have sneak attack because you have another ally who is on.
That's right.
Who it's attacking.
I'll roll to see if I crit or something. I didn't. Okay. That's gonna be. Oh no, it's a different guy. Hang on. It's a different one.
Yeah, this one has not been hurt yet. So, but you do get to roll your critical your sneak attack damage because you're a rogue. So you get this big pile of extra dice anytime that you can attack someone who's being attacked or that you can sneak up on them. So
I get a big old pile of 1d6, and it's good though. It's gonna be 14.
Okay,
Points
14
of
points of
piercing
damage.
damage.
Huge.
Get off my dwarf!
Yeah, as you're just choo into it, you slice off a huge bit of the brain and you see it shiver and then look back at you and glow. And
That's bad.
it
I didn't
is.
mean it.
Split.
I'm sorry.
Supposed to do that.
I apologize. Look, it's
Kill.
And it says back to you in your voice whatever you yelled off of the roof. That was like, "Hey,
In my
come
voice?
get me." Yeah. It like mimics you a little bit.
Oh, it's like
and,
"Ah!"
yeah, and that's gonna. I mean, that's it. It's not doing any actions. It's more of just like you were trying to distract it earlier by saying like, come at me instead, and it's coming at you instead for sure.
Okay. Oh boy.
Yeah, but you've done this huge amount of damage to it. You've sliced off a huge chunk of it, and it's just like
yeah. I'm now
oozing and
emboldened.
pussing
I
and moving
actually
toward you.
wanted to. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Leave the dwarf alone. It's me you want. I'm the muscle.
You see a brain nod, which is disturbing,
Okay.
and that is going to bring up Effie.
If there's gonna be a creepy little brain around here, it's gonna be me, mister.
That's awesome. All right, that's going to bring up Effie's turn here.
Ew. It's running back towards the woods to get a little bit of cover, but also get a decent shot on this brain on the ground.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go get that guy 16 to hit.
16 does hit.
Nice.
Your bagpipes are super effective.
They are super. Those are
There's
good
a-
damage dice. 7, 11 plus 3 is 14.
Boom! Effie explodes
Shooty
this
dice.
brain that is standing in front of Gray Boy. Roll that Constitution saving
Doing
throw,
it
and then
right
give me the
now.
flavor of the moment as you all are out of initiative order and have
11. Effie throws up directly on her shoes.
Yeah, I throw up as well.
Gray Boy?
Yeah,
made
I
it.
rolled a 1. I throw up.
Great. Okay, so would you also like to roll one, Barmondo?
Sure.
As the bagpipes play in the background?
It's just immediately, she doesn't even celebrate, just throws up onto her foot.
Armando has rolled a natural 1.
Oh
There
god.
we go. So
I think he turns to Effie and he's like, "Thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't." And barfs all over her.
Nice.
Also, you're
that
like
moment,
pretty close to where I threw up over there.
And now it's just a cycle. Now it's just a horrible cycle.
All the brains are
Okay.
dead, and there's no more sign of any enemies. It's just us puking in an alley. And this group of nuns walk by, and they look at us severely and shake their heads.
Oh, this is so
I think
gnarly.
we're all
Yeah.
barfing.
I need a
Sister.
rest.
Hey, sister.
And like these Kuatoa fish folk that have recently come into town are like, "Oh, terrible. You need to learn to hold your liquor," they all say. And they say, "Cinco be praised," and then walk away because that means nothing to you and it doesn't matter at all.
I go,
And
"Don't fish eat puke." Blah.
yeah, and they keep walking. And I think with that, as you all have safeguarded the stranger who you have in a bag at their request, and you have destroyed something that is. You all have been in plenty of bar fights, plenty of tussles, plenty of tough spots too, and you were staring down the barrel of, we're in serious trouble. This thing could have eaten any of your brains. You know it. Bartmondo, you rolled super high on the last episode for what exactly the flump is, and I'm going to say that, Gray Boy, you have enough know-how to know that you all were in serious danger, and you got out of it. And there's a little piece of your mind here too, Gray Boy, that's like, oh, my crew is coming up, and so I'm going to give you,
Yeah, totally.
I'm going to give you
This
a
is
boon
I
here.
feel. Ooh, okay.
That's you can use a successful deception roll in any tavern, and if you succeed at telling the story of what's happening here, you all can be known here in a way that I will not use against you. I'll say out of game. It's not like a problem. You all will have some renown, but you have to kind of phrase this story a little bit at some point. You don't have to use it immediately. You can use it when you see fit, but you all can have established that you can have some sway here if you can tell the story correctly, which you should be able to do. I think with that in mind, this cool image of you all telling your story, and the camera zooms out as you all are just puking on each other as these cloaks and smashed brains are there, and these fishfolk nuns walk by. We're gonna cut to break. We're gonna take a quick 5-minute break here where we drink, we pee, and we'll see you in 5 minutes to tell more of this story. I hope it's a story. Please, God. Okay. Get us out of here, Case. That's so funny. You can bring us back in whenever.
We know you're drinking beer, Carl.
It's out of a coffee cup. It don't count.
But you're in my bathtub.
All right, we're back in,
When
everybody.
I'm drunk in it, it's mine.
Were you can kick me out of the bathtub?
If you want to get me out of the bathtub, you're going to have to get in.
All right, so as you all stop puking, and there is a silence around you, as you're not too far outside of the tavern that you came out in, and somehow none of this ruckus seemed to have disturbed any of the patronage inside. You've just kind of been alone in this area, and, not too far from the bar that you came out of, the Wiggly Worm, and but you look around and you're just kind of in silence as there are these weird bodies covered in robes, smashed brains, and puke everywhere. What are you doing?
I'm going to sort of gather the flump bag around myself, and I'll turn to to Armando real quick and be like, give him a little one of these. Good job, kid. Both of you, good work. We gotta get out of here. And I'm going to give one of these robed guys a once over and see if they got anything important.
Yeah, I guess we should pat him down.
Any letters?
Oh yeah. Roll. You're the DM tonight. You got it.
Investigation.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm just here. I'm here to play bagpipes and cause problems. So.
And I'm all out of bagpipes. That's
I got a couple
16.
bagpipes tracks left. 16. Yeah, you weirdly find no identification of any sort on them, which is by itself.
It's its own answer.
It's its own answer because most people would have something of value. You don't pop around the Rock of Bral like empty-handed unless you don't have anything to begin with, and it's almost as they've already been stripped of things here, and but you do find markings on the robes that indicate that you recognize it. I'm going to say that it's one of the lords. It's the unknowable one that you. These were sent here by the one of the lords here on the Rock of Bral. That is the unknowable one. That is the lord that operates underneath the surface of the Rock of Bral, kind of in the in-between space, the underground, which is a weird thing in a place where there are two sides of the same, it's a rock, and there's a world on one side of the rock and a world on the other side of the rock, and the underground is where the unknowable one operates.
These goons were sent by the secret king who lives in the middle of the world. We gotta get out of here.
That guy's real?
Yeah. You don't know who. That guy.
Santa?
Different guy.
Yeah.
Well, some say. We gotta go. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to
I'm tired.
My apartment.
Actually, let's have you roll a history check here, Gray Boy, and this will double for the unknowable one's placement and also your hideout info.
23.
23? Oh boy, did you roll a natural 20? You
rolled 19.
19? All right, cool. Cool. So the unknowable one is trying to find things out about him is a trap in itself. And so it's best to kind of just like roll past that and know that you're just dealing with a very powerful figure of the Rock of Bral. You would know that just in your ability to navigate a lot of the politics that in the way that you have. The other half of this coin that you were successful with is that there is the perfect place for you to go hide with someone who is probably being looked after is a crowded room. In your experience here in the Rock of Bral, the best way to blend in is a crowded room because you go poking around in corners, there's only so many corners and you end up alone. And you are good friends with the bartender at the Dancing Beholder, maybe the most loved bar here in the Rock of Bral. And the proprietor of this bar, his name is Large Luigi. He is a very friendly beholder, the only known friendly beholder that you all have encountered at least.
Wow.
And you know that you can just slip in, kind of nod at him, and snooze in one of his back rooms. You all are buddies enough that he's like, he will just like let you in there.
We should
love Large Luigi.
Yeah, we should go back and see Lou.
Oh yeah, he's getting called through forever here now, yeah. Cool.
It implies the existence of a Wario beholder, which fingers crossed.
You sure Lou's gonna like us rolling in here with, a wanted being, a wanted. I won't tell him. I'm just saying, let's
go ask Lou if he wants to kick all the wanted entities out of his bar, and we'll see how many people are left.
I'm just saying, maybe he's not.
I appreciate. Look, I understand. You can stop. It's fine. Everything's good. That's
okay. But if Lou gets mad, it's
not
on you.
Anywhere safer that we could go that any of us can afford to be.
Yeah, you all are saying as you're walking through the streets covered in vomit and brain guts. And yeah, you bounce around through the Rock of Bral here, and you see
montage.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine you all are pretty good at cutting through these streets, this large, like, floating asteroid city, and it is a little alarming to you because you've been told by the flump that in this this place is coming to an end because you see all these nautiloids floating above the city as well, almost in orbit around it and coming down. You know, some of them are just like lights off in the distance, but some of them are flying a little bit closer. And the flump has kept telling you, like, the nautiloids are going to attack, but there's been no sign of that. There's been no threat to the Rock of Bral. The Rock of Bral is notoriously a neutral place. And so as you cut through this city, you hear lots of, like, open doors that are usually livelier than this, but are just kind of like, there's a little bit of music coming out of them here and there, and people are a little quieter because there is unease in the air with all these nautiloids floating above you. But you eventually come upon large Luigi's, where the dancing beholder is the name of the bar, and you step in, and it is packed to the brim. A consistent about this place is that there's always a good time happening here. Enough people here as well for you to just slip into the crowd immediately. But I would love to have you all do perception and stealth checks, both. So let's so kind of like give me what you get from each.
All right. Perception.
Yeah. What is?
My perception was a 9.
All right.
And stealth was a 17.
What?
Boom.
Literally? Mine are the exact same.
I got an 18 stealth and a 14 perception.
Wow. Look at this. Okay, so you all are both focused on what matters here. Gray Boy and Effie, you're both worried about the fact that clearly someone is willing to attack you in the streets of Bral for this creature when they don't even know you and is dealing with a lord of Bral. So you're like, boy, we are in trouble here. And as you said in the bar, you're like worried about that. You're kind of like not paying attention, just trying to move through the crowd, and you're not bothered at all. And Bartmondo, you're just strutting through in your normal stuff. And you can catch that there's lots of, like, you all go into lots of bars all of the time like this, but this one, especially kind of like with this, I know you're like pretty beat up, so you're having to be a little bit of aware about like any threats around you. And you can see that a booth up in the upstairs, there's like this is an open room, but there is like a horseshoe of a second layer, and there's clearly a booth that's being well guarded because you see a bunch of people, like a bunch of like different tall, broad-shouldered folks in matching armor that you don't really recognize. It doesn't seem to have an insignia, which usually just means like hired hands of some sort, are guarding a booth up there. And you see that most of the gambling tables are there's almost no one at them, which is a little weird, but there's still plenty of joy and like conversation happening all around the place. So it's still bumping. There's no like threat here. And you see, you know, a very friendly, loving creature, this large beholder, which beholders are usually just bonkers, and you don't know any of it that are like this, but this one is the sweetest dude. And you see behind him, he's just like got all his eyes. He's not missing a single person who walks up to the bar as he's just floating around, and each different eye tentacle is looking at a different patron as he's in case if you want to throw up the art, we have again some featured art on the stream here of large Luigi from our a friend of the stream, Rob, who's also bipolar dice roller. We'll put a credit down so you can check out his stuff here in the YouTube link, and I'll put it in the chat in a moment here. But he had already done this large Luigi art, so I asked him if we could borrow it for the stream. He said yes, because he's an amazing person, and that stream's very good. And so
inexplicable suspenders.
So you see, he's got a big apron on. He's got, like one of the eye tentacles is holding a cloth. The other one's holding a mug. And he's got all these different cloths. As an eye stalk will see a patron, they'll like scoop from a near trough behind him of different alcohols. He'll just like scoop one up and start moving it over. And he's just like, he's just like talking to people as all the eye stalks are tending to people as he goes up and down the bar. And he sees you, Bart Mondo, and he's like, buddy boy.
Bart Mondo seems pretty distant. He's been pretty silent on this walk, which is strange of him. He's not one to get lost in thought, but when he sees large Luigi, he goes, Lou! And he takes his hand off of his side for a moment, and blood squirts out, and he puts it right back, and he goes up, and he gives him one arm hug.
Oh,
and he goes...
One of the eye tentacles goes down to your wound and is just like filling a tankard up with the blood and is like trying to help you, but also is collecting it as a resource. Yeah.
Oh God! Yeah, bro, that's okay. I'll be better soon. Hey, Lou, what's going on? What's going on upstairs?
Oh gosh, there's a lot of talk tonight. Apparently, a monster has escaped from the belows, and there's a hefty bounty put out for it, which always brings the folks out, he says, kind of like gesturing around, and we're having a good time, right? He yells, and like a bunch of people just not really knowing what he's talking about, like, yeah, to him, and he's like, we're having a good time here. He's like, yeah, but there's a hefty bounty on the table, so lots of sport to discuss tonight.
Is that, what's going on at the booth up there? Is there some kind of big bounty hunter?
High-profile hunters here. Is a high-profile hunter. He says, we only serve the best here, don't we? And he says, don't we, to like a crowd of people who are like, yeah! And he's like, but you look, did you get Hardy bump up against this monster? You look terrible.
I didn't have, bro. I didn't think it was a monster, but it was like, there were these... Do I know what beholders are? Or do I know what mind flayers and brain...
Oh, the intellect devourers? Do you know what those are?
Intellect devourers are?
Yeah, you knew exactly what the flump is, but I don't think you roll a history check for that, so let's have you roll a history check.
Let's do it.
I'm really rooting for a natural 20 because I like the idea of
him knowing these weird things.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I got a 10.
10? You knew it was an intellect. You knew it was a thing that was trying to eat your brain. You knew it was a sentient brain trying to eat your brain. That's it.
I'll tell him that. I'll be like, we got rolled by these dudes, and like after we killed them, like their brains came out, and like this is brain all over me, dude. I'm covered in brain, bro. Effie puked everywhere, dude. It was insane. Have you ever seen a hippo puke? It's casual as hell.
One of the eye stalks from the top of his head is like scratching the bottom of his eye because he doesn't have a chin. He just has one huge eye in the middle here, and one of them is like reaching down and has it like a cloth and is kind of just like dabbing and scratching at it. And he's looking thoughtful, and he's like, "Are you telling me that you murked some folks that were attacking you, and then a brain came out of their body?"
Yeah, like wriggling out. It was crazy, dude. And they stabbed me. Look at this. He takes his hand off again. It starts to squirt again. Puts it back on.
Yeah, the eye stalk is immediately down there, almost has the tanker full, and it's like blinking away at you, like very excited. And a couple of the other eye stalks on top of his head peer over at you, and he's like, sounds like the work of mind flayers, which is not good, he says.
Right.
If they were attacking you in the streets.
Kind of what I was worried about. And he kind of takes a long pause, and he puts a hand on the bar, and he looks up at Luigi, and he says really quietly, I am not a smart man, Luigi.
I know.
If they're coming for our brains, bro, if they're coming for our brains, I'm in a lot of trouble, dude.
Yes. The squirrel with few nuts barely makes it through the winter. I understand.
Stayed in night classes.
He goes, no, those night classes were no good. A couple of eye stalks slam down on the table. And he's like, we've been over this, Bart Mondo. Those night classes were no good for you. You shouldn't, a flower.
Yeah, I roll up to the bar and I'm like, yeah, what do you want to be a knight for?
No, it was like classes that take place at night. That I was confused at first too. But I could be a notary public right now.
I understand. And his lips, just like this.
And Large Luigi like takes a towel and like ties it with two of the eye stalks tie it around your side, and because one of that tanker that has been full of blood is like full, and you see that one of that eye stalk that was filling it slides it down the bar to this like really hairy werewolf looking dude, and is like yes. And he's like tipping heavily.
He's gonna taste for dwarf blood now. As Grey Boy slides up to me, I'm gonna kind of call Effie over as well and be like, or I guess you were here with me. We were talking about the puking thing. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna tell Grey Boy and Effie about like, there's some sort of bounty thing going on, and there's like dudes upstairs. There's like high-ranking bounty hunter dudes up there.
I didn't know that bounty hunters had ranks.
I mean,
it's like a very structured. Is it like
some of the unions? They got they're real formal.
Large Luigi pops in and he with his huge eye and is like his huge tooth mouth, and he's like, "They do. You get renowned by being full of bounties." As he's just like, again, the eye stalks are just like serving drinks, but he's hanging out and talking to you all.
I'll look at Lou and be like, Lou, we need to lay low for a little bit, and I'll make sort of pointed eye contact with the upstairs where the bounty hunters are, and then back to Lou, and I'll be like, do you know, could we hang out in one of the back rooms?
Roll a persuasion check.
I almost gave you guidance. I'm not the moon
boy.
Do
I have disadvantage because I'm being earnest and I need his help? All right.
Yes.
Ooh, all right. One of them's good. Let's see the next one.
Make it happen.
Yes.
There it is.
I rolled a 19 and an 18.
Incredible.
Hey,
Incredible.
Tell a story,
He's a buddy.
So it's persuasion, 19.
Lou looks at you and he goes, "Jeez, this is you all are in odd sorts. Bartmondo's hurt, Evie's quiet, and Grey Boy is earnest." He says,
You wouldn't believe what we saw tonight. It was really gross, Lou.
"Oh,
Weird
trust me,
freaking day, dude.
I believe you." And he hands you like 3 eye stalks each, just like immediately hand you a mug of your favorite drink, which I want you each down the line to tell us what it is.
Shirley Temple.
Yeah, mine's just like all the alcohol that gets spilled on the bar. Like when he wipes it up and then
It's the trough mug.
The rag water.
I like the rag.
Evie?
We call it in Gnomish. It's called the breath of the rag, and it's really nice. It reminds
me of
a
magic item, Aaron. Let's do it.
My childhood.
Effie, what's your drink?
I think Effie likes something like extremely fruity and has a lot of like bits coming out of it. With fancy like rinds and stuff. It's definitely primarily watermelon flavored, but it's also heavily alcoholic because her tolerance is ridiculously high.
I feel like it's also a light beer for you, but would kill a Grey Boy. Yeah.
But also like those Bloody Marys that have that are garnished with like way too much food. It's got like cheeseburgers.
Yes.
It's got like donuts and stuff all garnishing it.
I'm picturing like largely fruity, like fruits,
but
it's like a watermelon on the side of the glass.
Perched on the side of the glass. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a hilarious thing to unwind with. The usual. It's like a 3-tier fucking tropical forest.
Yeah, there's like 6 eye stalks holding it. Yeah. And compared to like these other.
No, it's in a watermelon glass. It's like a watermelon rind that's full of liquor, like just like a watermelon margarita in a watermelon,
and then you eat the rind.
With with more watermelon and then like a pineapple.
He's topping it off he's like topping it off, cashing out multiple whipped cream canisters.
And just a little sprinkle of nutmeg at the very end.
Incredible. And you all down them, and
You're
you
supposed to
immediately
shoot it.
Yeah. And you feel a nice moment of reprieve as you all are kind of like being attended to here by Large Luigi. And he, after you feel like the warmth of the drink, even your non-alcoholic drink, just bringing
Mine
you
is
like the
mine is the
comfort.
warm one.
Yeah.
It's warm from the rag.
God.
Hot
how he
watermelon.
likes it.
It is hot when it comes out. Oh, the best.
God.
And he kind of like and he nods at you with his huge body and eye. He's like, yeah, and he kind of like it makes eye contact, quote, like with a couple of eye stalks that you know how to keep an eye on well, Gray Boy, as you just are good at reading people. And he goes around the bar and he's kind of like tending to all these different people and having like meaningful conversations with all of them and kind of bounce around. And you can hear this like bit of talk about how like, yeah, there's a monster out, there's a huge bounty. So there's all these different like groups preparing to see if they can hunt it down and find it. And at some point, he just walks by, not even paying attention to you, and it's almost there's a crash on close to on the far side of the bar. There's like a crashing sound, and he's like, "Oh, mazel!" He says like to like making light of something that somebody broke, and you see immediately he hits some sort of switch or something behind his bar, and one of the huge tankards that gets drawn from has a door just like open in it, and that only Gray Boy and Bart Mondo can fit through, and so you all can step through it, and then as soon as you do, a much larger door opens for just a second for Effie to step through, and then and you all are inside.
It's like a turnaround one. She has to stand on a special platform.
But even then, I imagine she tucks in a little bit, just
holding the fucking wall.
Exactly, yeah. And so, like, he effectively distracted the room for a moment for you all to be able to step inside of this huge keg that is a nice, like, it's like, it's really just bunks and pillows and such, but you all know that you are safe here, and Luigi's keeping many eyes on this spot, and there's only one way in or out here that he's kind of, like, standing in front of. And with that, you all can take a long rest. And we're not going to do it here on the stream, but I'm going to let you all level up here. So if you want to give yourself those more hit points or whatever, we probably will not encounter a moment before the end where you're going to have to really press all of those things. But and I don't want you to have to level up here on the stream, but you can functionally treat yourself as level 2 here.
I'm doing it right now. There's not much to do at level 2.
There's not. I just get cutting action. That's all that happens. It's amazing.
I get a couple of things actually.
And you all have slept through the night, and you can hear some chitter chatter out front as Large Luigi's always has somebody in it while it's open. And but you all are in the morning, and you've made it through the night. I will say, I kind of imagine you all drinking these drinks, feeling comforted, feeling beat up, and then falling immediately asleep. But we definitely, if you want to, either in the morning or if you want to do a scene before you go to sleep, I'm not going to mechanically mess with anything here, but it feels like there's somebody else who you might want to check in with. You all can tell me when that happens.
Honestly, I was kind of thinking like as we lay down to kind of go to sleep, like Bart Mondo is kind of laying there, not quite asleep yet, and everybody's trying to sleep, and he just out loud goes, "I wonder who that dude was."
You mean
the dude upstairs at the booth?
In the bar? The bounty hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been a dudette,
It's possible.
It could have been. We don't know anything.
You know how many bounty hunters there are in this city?
It should be noted I was using the royal dude.
Oh, sorry.
And we'll use it.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
honestly.
It doesn't get conjugated with, it's not gendered in Dwarvish.
Dwarvish.
Sorry. I just forget.
I still wonder, though. I wonder if we should, get to know them.
No,
at
we
least,
should.
Take a
I feel like we should stay as far away from the bounty hunters searching for our new friend as possible.
Oh, shit. How, is he okay?
Yeah, that's who I thought we were going to talk to.
Yeah.
Is that who they're looking for?
No.
They
said a monster.
Bro, pull him out.
No, that's him. It's going to be our guy.
I've got questions for him.
I do like the idea of this tiny dwarf and tiny gnome like sitting there next to Effie, and you forget that you have him, and he's like under Effie in like a bag, and he's...
It's like just a little squish.
Yeah, he's fine. He's totally fine.
We take him out in here now
it's like
that
a
he's
thunder
been
jacket.
screaming for help at full volume for 15 minutes.
God, I thought
sorry.
you were my bagpipes. I'm so sorry. I just
you all just hear
as I roll over, the whole bed creaks and
which is also what flumps sound like when they scream. So we're just canonically establishing that.
Terrifying canon.
oh my God, you were making such a beautiful song. I thought you were having a great time. I didn't
What's
understand.
his
I'm
name
sorry,
again?
miscommunication.
Izix. And I think I want to Izix. And I think I want to establish when you
Izix.
open the bag, he is much better tempered. He's has felt safe in there, and is like, can tell he's picking up on all this psionic energy that's happening, and he's like, you all did good, he says, as he's kind of like peeking out of the bag. His like two eye stalks are, because he only has two eye stalks, but they're peeking out of the bag, and all the the tentacles are sticking out as well. And as they pull themselves out of the bag, Case, if you want to put up the art for Izix, Jordan knocked it out of the ballpark for this.
We have an Izix this week.
I would like to see.
We have an Izix this week, and I will put it up on the Roll20 as well. I thought I had it ready to go, but I don't, so give me just a tiny second here. But you all will get to see it. Jordan, I will say, we chatted about it for a little bit. There were a couple parameters, but not very many, and you really just... This is I love it when you draw a character that's already been on stream too, because you just perfectly capture the personality. That
He definitely had a vibe. Thank you very much. I mean, it's all you. You painted such a picture that I could see him with his weird Muppety face.
This one is very hard.
This is clearly also you. Yeah.
It has a very Harlan energy to him.
I'll take it. I love that. I'm a big fan of goblins and flumps. So
Harlan is psychic.
You are a bit of a psychic jellyfish, aren't you?
Thank you. That honestly is deeply meaningful to me. So thank you. Apparently my love language is psychic jellyfish.
Psionic jellyfish.
I have to recover from that emotional moment for me. Yeah. And this Izix comes out here, and they're like, you all did great. And they just kind of had this little bit of a energy, the psychic energy coming off of them, and you can tell that they feel safe because they were so worried and scared when you first were yelling into the bag, and they were just trying to get you all to go away and for it to be able to survive. And now when they float out, you can see there's a little bit of a majesty to the tentacles. They're clearly a weird, anxious being, but there's a little flow to them that you're like, oh, this is also this weird, unique creature as well. Now I feel very self-conscious describing my own self.
I was going to say,
it
feels like you're describing me now.
And they say thank you because they can speak telepathically to you. And there's a moment of them being like, you didn't have to do any of that. And that seemed, I could feel the fear in your hearts. And you did it. So thank you.
I don't know if there was any fear, right? I think we handled that pretty good.
Yeah, yours came out of your mouth, right? Your fear was not your heart; it came out of your mouth.
Don't mistake nausea for fear.
No more fear left.
That's
left it all on the battlefield. They're really looking for you.
Are they?
Are you a monster?
Yeah,
I mean,
they really want to find you.
It's like, I mean, I don't think I'm a monster. I am. I mean, there's probably a couple of people in my life who might think I've wronged them in some way. That there's the flump community can be. Yeah. It says gesturing a couple of tentacles at you. It's like it's hard to.
Can I? Are they telling the truth?
Please, absolutely. You may roll an insight check here. And again, you telepathically too. So I think that doesn't affect anything mechanically, but you can just add that to your mind canon of what's happening here.
It's a 13 insight to see if they're being truthful.
They are. I mean, like, they truly are not a monster. You know that you could beat the shit out of this thing if you needed to, and it's not like holding some reserve of like energy, and it's not trying to harm you in any way. There's no there's just no spark of malice inside of it. It's just kind of floating there, like sea anemone, just like vibing in the water.
Armando takes one of their tentacles and lifts it up and puts his hand over it and says, "You're no monster. I can tell. They called me monster too, but I too am no monster."
That's just because you're very good at surfing.
That's part of it for sure. That's how the legend spreads. I'm glad you knew about that, by the way.
I can just feel it from you. I can tell you.
I look at the others, and he almost has a tear in his eye, and he goes, "This dude is no monster."
Yeah,
Wow. You even used the dwarfish non-gendered dude conjugation there. That was incredibly kind.
It is a great honor among my people to be a dude.
Dudeness.
It's difficult to translate, but in the telepathic connection that we have, there's no language barrier, so I feel the deep respect that you sent to me. Thank you.
Mm.
So there's a lot of people out there looking for you, and is there anything we should know? Like, is there a way that they could find you? Do you have to leave a trail, or is there something we should be worried about?
They found it. They did find him before, huh?
Yeah, they totally sniffed you out.
We just found them in a bag. So
he was like, "Give us the guy."
Yeah, they knew.
What guy?
They knew
you know.
How did they find you so fast?
Well, they could sense my aura. But I think, and it kind of like floats around the inside.
That is. Sorry.
Yes. But they kind of like are floating around the edges of this barrel, like tapping it. And they're like, "I'm pretty sure this is lined with very effective materials, because when I was inside of the bag, I could feel a lot of things from a lot of people as I went through the room. But now that I'm inside of here, I can't feel anything but y'all's thoughts."
Inside this room?
Sorry, I spilled a bag of Molly in that bag a while back.
Good thing that they put
the
up
beats coming out of it.
Yeah.
Proofing.
It's a good bag.
Maybe our friend Isix could just lay low here and not. I mean, I know that's not our call to make, but
for tonight at least. But I think Isix indicated that they want to get off this planet.
It's true. I mean, if we're canonically doing this at night before you all have gone to sleep, you all look
Slumber
really
party
messed
style.
up, and your bodies are very
this
broken.
is slumber party style. Yeah.
So I'm definitely cool with being here this evening. It seems, especially inside of this barrel, it's very safe. But I would all that I want is to get off of this planet before it gets devoured by mind flayers, because I would not like to join their single thoughts.
Yeah, that seems terrible. Question for the dungeon master.
Yes, the flunk.
Just out of purely out of curiosity.
You got to use the Aaron voice when you're talking to me. Although I love the voice, but just for me and the viewer to keep it straight.
Right. All right. Sorry, I get so.
No, it's a good voice, and I'm in it because I responded back with the flunk voice. I'm with you
all the time.
I almost rolled an insight check.
Yeah.
We're doing an envoy here. Yeah.
Coming in and listening to people's conversations, was I able to ascertain the some of the bounty offered on this creature?
Oh, yeah. You know what? You can roll, let's have you roll either a perception check. Let's have you roll a perception check with advantage, because this is, I'm stretching that little boon I gave you, because this has to do with criminal factions. So I'm just giving you advantage for that fun of it.
Dirty 20.
Cool. Isix is worth a lot of money. More money than any job that you've come across. It seems, and it kind of like, with a dirty 22, it clearly, I'm not going to say a number because I'm terrible at shops, but
Right.
we're just doing the Pulp Fiction gold suitcase moment of...
A lot.
It's a hell of a score.
A life-changing, a life-making amount of money.
And it makes sense to you too, because you know that it has something to do with like these lords, these barons, and like this very mysterious one. And if they escape, it's all clicking in your mind a little bit, because if they escaped from them, that means that part of the way that they're flushing them out is just being like, here's way too much money for this. Like, if anyone can find this description, and they're kind of billing it as this terrible threat, you know, like it's gotten out, we need to... It's a distraction from the nautiloids, from everything, and that's why there's this party happening in the bar. It's because people don't want to deal with the messy politics of the nautiloids floating around, but they're like down for a goose chase of like, we just got to find this monster, and our lives can be different.
Look, the flump is just this week's latest corporate media distraction from the real issues happening on the Rock
mind
of Bral.
flares.
Of mind flares. Okay.
Have you guys ever left the Tears of Saloon? Like, ever?
Well, yeah. Well, no.
I've never even left the rock.
Tiny little annoying Harlan, well, actually moment, which is just me and my bullshit, is that canonically the Rock of Bral is close to the Tears of Saloon. In our Spelljammer game, it is between Glyph and it is in a different canonical spot. So you would you would be asking, have you ever left the Rock of Bral?
Sure.
Your question is asking right.
Yeah.
The thing you were asking is right. I have made an annoying addendum to it.
Okay.
So I think in that case, Barmondo would be like, no, but I've only been here a couple of years. I came here in the first place, so maybe.
Born and raised. Why would I ever want to leave? I will lay back and look at the giant sack of money we won from stealing.
I wouldn't even know how to get you on a ship. Like,
Just gotta pay the right person.
Or, I mean, like...
Or be their friend, but...
Maybe it's as easy as just, like, throwing the backpack onto a boat as it takes off.
like, should we leave?
Incredible. Rachel, I don't know if you have a point of inspiration or not, but you can have another one.
I'll take one.
I mean, we could leave, but I mean, I feel that we'd be leaving all these people here to a pretty brainsome fate. There's a part of me that wants to go. I'm not a smart man.
Us getting our brains eaten, it's not going to save anybody else's brain.
I'm not pumped about it, but there's something seems wrong about it. Just bailing.
Yeah, but like, what are we gonna do about it? You know, like,
We're only level 2.
Maybe we can...
I'm just saying, like, if Isix is leaving and we need to get a ship to get Isix off the planet, then like maybe we need to leave Bral.
Maybe we can find out more about what's happening, so we can just decide if we need to leave or if there's a way we can stay.
Isix seems pretty sure about this.
Isix was in a bag in the middle of the road when we found him. He also used to work for the Mind Flayers.
If you guys want to leave,
I mean,
I'll leave.
To be fair, Barmondo was in a bag in the middle of the road when we found him too.
That's true. But he liked it.
Sick bag.
He wanted to be in the bag.
I miss that bag. There's a bunch of Molly in that bag.
Get some rest. I guess we don't have to decide tonight. I'm just saying, like, I've never been in wild space.
Incredible.
Well, I feel, I would feel bad abandoning this new home, but I truly believe that my current flows the same way as you guys. So, where you go, Armando goes.
You all look around and you see, as you all are kind of like in this conversation, and it's nice, you know, because you all are planning together, and you have a quiet moment after like a busy night, and then a horrifying moment, and as you all are kind of just like discussing these things as this team, and you look over and you see Isix is just twirling like a top, and is emitting this blue aura as you all are talking, and when you all are done and you notice Isix, it kind of like stops twirling and looks at you, and their eyes kind of like bobble around in different directions as if they're like trying to refocus, and they're like, oh, sorry. The emotional connection that you all just had was they like wipes its mouth that's in the center of its football-shaped body with one of its blue tentacles. And it's like, that was incredibly delicious.
Were you eating that?
Yeah. I'm full. I was so hungry.
That conversation.
Let's try to keep it. Let's try to keep it pretty surface level from here on out, I guess.
No, I mean I would disagree with that. That was enticing, and it was like I feel tired. I could use a nap now.
You were doing like a combo, eating and jerking it.
I mean that is the
That's
vibe
kind
in
of the
this room
vibe
right
you're
now.
giving.
Gross. That's not what he was doing. He's
It's like a little bit though. A little.
Okay, all right. Look,
It's
I've got
80 eating, 20 jerking
You guys
it.
are so gross.
I've got a middle ground. Just announce
I could just
it.
ask before I feed off your
There you
thoughts
go.
moving forward.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Perfect. That would be
There you
fine.
go.
Okay, sorry. I honestly didn't understand that that was what was that it feels gross for your thoughts, and so I'm happy to.
Eating something really good doesn't go there a little bit for you guys?
That comes out of someone else's body.
You know, it's whatever.
It's hard because I'm like connecting with your thoughts, like, and then the camera zooms out as you all are having this philosophical discussion about telepathy and also falling asleep in the middle of it as well.
The thoughts
And,
like it's different. Is that like?
And man, I had so many other things to get through
That's a
tonight,
good
but we're
question,
not
though.
going to do them. That's the end. That is the end of this episode as you all fall asleep. And
Amazing. Next week, shopping episode. Week after, TPK.
Aaron, you know me so well. You know me so well.
Wait, we gotta have breakfast. We gotta have a breakfast scene.
For at least an hour.
That's what TPK stands for.
Oh, okay.
Total partial noshing. Nope.
Okay.
No, that's with an N. I appreciate
It's a
it.
G. Yeah. Right?
That's gnashing.
That's gnashing.
Nashing.
So there will be the gnashing of teeth.
I don't know why I tried to correct you about that. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
One of the reasons I wanted to end it a little early too is because I have some post-game stuff to do with you that I want to do out of character and out of the scene, which is I will let you each take a third level as long as it's multi-classing and where I want. Here's my offer to you. I've been watching too much of Jared Logan's games, and this is not Blades in the Dark, but I just love Devil's Bargain so much. Rachel, I would love for Effie to take a level of cleric or paladin to actually worship this hippo god.
The hippo gun god. Okay.
Yeah. Like you
Amazing.
are have some sort of divine connection because again, these characters are not. Their goal in life is not adventuring right now. They're not adventurers in the setting of this world. They just have abilities that they've been coasting for a long time on the level 1s of this and not leveling up, not grinding for XP, just like living their lives with this level 1 ability. But all of a sudden, adventures come knocking.
Am I living life with a level 1 ability? Yes. This whole time?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think about that
grinding
shit.
Am I an NPC?
Oh my god!
Sometimes I
just
think
been
about
saying
like,
yes to the hippo god, you know?
like what do you think your actual HP is, or like what do you think your actual AC is?
I think I have like
8?
I have like 9 or 10.
Let's actually, you know what? Let's do a very, very short later than heroes talk, because I have a lot of thoughts about the same
All right,
thing, but I want to call it at some point. But we should talk about this because I have
where we talk about our stat spreads.
I have a long rabbit hole about this. So Rachel, are you comfortable? Are you cool? You can have a third level as Iffy. Are you cool with it being? What do you want? You want to be a cleric or paladin? Because in my mind, and I'm telling the story of your character, so I'm just throwing this out there. Correct it, please, if you feel like it's off. Is that, or just you want to tweak it? Is that you're stepping into yourself here a little bit? Like you didn't make it in the army because you're squeamish and it just wasn't the right thing for you, and so it's kind of like do or bust. And you chose bust route, and you're finding some sort of truth inside of it, where you're like. You're still hearing the voice of the same like connection here, so it's a different path, but you're just Click, and we're rebuilding Click with as a hippo. And so if you're cool with it, what do you want to take, cleric or paladin for Effie? You can think about it too. You don't have to decide right now. But are you cool with that general concept of third level?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think cleric feels cleric Cool. I mean, a paladin with a bagpipe gun sounds crazy and sweet.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Also,
Paladins
cleric with a bagpipe gun is very weird.
Also good.
Oh, so cool,
Divine Smite sounds like this, you know?
It's amazing.
Pretty sweet. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Let me think about it. But yes, comfortable with it for sure.
Cool. Bartmondo.
Yes. Yeah.
What I'm gonna come back to you. Gray Boy. I'll give you a third level. And do you have any? I mean, we came in at level 1 with these characters. There's no kind of like conversation about leveling up or anything. Do you have any path in mind of what you want to do with building Gray Boy into a higher level character?
Kind of.
What is it? Tell me. Are you comfortable sharing it? You don't have to.
Yeah, I'll share it. I
have a suggestion.
I don't need to be in character voice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to hear your suggestion. I was thinking about going Mastermind Rogue.
That was going to be my. I'm not going to ask you to split or multi-class because I think I wanted you to pick the Mastermind class. So if you're cool with that and we're on the same page,
yeah,
you're level 3. Bartmondo.
Yes.
I think I want you to take a level in Warlock. But if you have an argument against, if you have a different vision, I'm comfortable with it. Sorry to be Rachel, you're the only one where I'm like this. I see it immediately. I know that exactly what I want here. But you told the story of it, and I was like, I just want to do this. So
I think he's closer to like a druid or ranger, but I also think that he does indeed kind of have this. It's not a pact, though. I wish I could tell you. Because I do have a plan for Bartmondo. Something big happens to Bartmondo.
Out? Yeah, sure.
Because
you all are the DMs, I'm not.
Well, you're talking about pacts, but not really a pact, and paladins kind of have that. Where it's not...
It's like an oath.
Yeah, they have their oaths. That's all I was thinking.
What
I do feel like a...
Here's what I throw out. I want mechanic. I really want mechanically for it to be a warlock, and I'm not going to use the flavor again, especially because we got 2 episodes left, and even like if you want to take this character somewhere else or whatever, I don't think that I'm going to if this story continues. You know, like you can make your character wherever you want to, but imagining this story continuing, this is not your typical warlock where it's like. Some sort of entity is really going to fuck you over later. It's like, I think that you, with your innateness, like the level of Bartmondo finding the truth in the world is you're just listening to something that is singing a song and you're just hearing that song. And so if you're comfortable with the mechanic of Warlock, I think that like I can see the story for it perfectly. But again, like
Surf lock.
yeah. Like we don't have to do
Board
it. Like,
lock?
this is
You've just
I'm not.
what if
I don't
you're
like
like
it.
don't like it?
They're
Okay, cool.
just,
Okay.
they're just in terms of synergy. Like the stuff you need to be a good warlock and stuff you need to be a good barbarian are ships in the night.
Hell yeah, you're level 2. Let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, like I know that feels bad for Jordan Dahl the player, but like I think that's a beautiful.
bad, yeah.
I offered the deal and you say no, and that's cool for this game and this stream. So
Okay.
Maybe
do
he
it.
just can't see what you see right now, Harlan.
I don't see it.
Maybe we
he's
need
a
to
slave to vibes.
I have, this is incredible. I'm so excited for like the immediate. I'm so excited for our next game. Like and again we're off next week. And then we're back the week after. So in 2 weeks, we'll be back picking up part 3. And there's a 4-part adventure. We're ending it in 4 no matter what. And so I'm just this has made me so excited to play next time. So because I think we can balance this all out, make the story happen. And Jordan, I love and respect that you're like, no, I have a vision for this character. This
Let
is
us
what I want to do.
party on.
It's beautiful. So yeah, let's go, everybody. Good shit. Let's call it here.
My will is my own.
I am gonna go with paladin. I think
Okay.
it's too fun to be a paladin with a gun.
Hell yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
love it.
Hell yeah. All right. Do we have anything else we need to talk about here? Anybody else want to say any things?
I have off-stream questions about D&D Beyond.
Okay, cool. Well,
Just in
Case, if you
general.
could get us out of here while I play bagpipe music, that'd be great. Thank you, everybody. It's been a fun episode. Thanks for hanging out for this mini-series. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
I've never seen Jordan dance before.
Stargazer, moon boy, click the crusher, kite, Humblia chef, and the wind rider, flute, whim teaser. They're better than heroes.